Good afternoon and welcome to Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the Australian and New Zealand print industries. From Print21.com.au, this week's bulletin is sponsored by Spices, creating solutions together. News this week is led by lockdown changes and the winners of the first state PICAs that have taken place for the last 2 years. Print businesses in Victoria, South Australia and regional New South Wales are now out of lockdown, but there are strict guidelines they must adhere to. While in Sydney, printers in 3 more LGAs face strict movements on staff. As the situation in Sydney escalates with Parramatta, Georges River and Campbelltown now also having severe worker restrictions, essential services is the banner under which printers are operating in these lockdowns, under the assumption that essential services need supply chain providers to ensure that they can keep functioning with printing and packaging, fulfilling those provisions. Metro Sydney is now in lockdown for at least the next 4 weeks. Increased financial support is coming for businesses from both and staff from both New South Wales state government and the federal government. State Treasurer Dominic Perrottet said, "Today is a difficult day for our state." The Treasurer increased the maximum weekly payments to businesses to $100,000 a week, up from $10,000, based on 40% of the payroll if turnover is down by 30% on the same period 2 years ago, and providing staff levels are maintained. Staff themselves can continue to claim $600 a week if their hours have been cut by $20 a week, 20 hours a week or more. Businesses in Victoria and South Australia do have to abide by strict conditions in order to stay open. The Victorian Government has asked businesses to allow staff to work from home where they reasonably can and wants a maximum 25% capacity in the workplace. In South Australia, the 1-person maximum for every 4 square metres still applies, and staff who can work from home should be doing exactly that. Both South Australia and Victoria continue to mandate the wearing of masks in the workplace as well as everywhere else outside the home. Printers are still manufacturing under that essential services banner, not because they themselves are essential services, but because they provide the necessary goods and services to those essential services and to the parts of the economy that have not been shut. The focus is on movement. Printers in New South Wales can go to the Print21.com.au website for all the latest details on who can work where. Essentially, staff in the 8 areas can't go outside those areas unless they're printing food or beverage packaging. Colour Chiefs, Fast Proof Press, Coon Corp and Sunprint took the plaudits at the Queensland Printing Industry Creativity Awards this week, each winning 3 golds in the annual State Printing Awards, first for 2 years anywhere. Queensland Industry came together to celebrate the achievements of print perfection at Tattersalls Club in Brisbane, with 90 printers gathered for a cocktail celebration in a night where catching up with industry colleagues over drinks and a bountiful finger food was almost as important as the main event, the awards themselves. Presentation of the PICAs. Upcoming events that are still to go on include Western Australia, Saturday 31 July at the Crown, Victoria 6th of August at the Sheraton, South Australia 26th of August at the National Wine Centre of Australia in Adelaide, and New South Wales, fingers crossed, Friday 17th of September at Woolloomooloo. Saw Print Managing Director Fred Saw is the new president of the New Zealand Print Association, Print NZ, with Jill Cowling, CEO of Blue Star, and Morgan John, General Manager at Spices, also joining the board. Saw succeeds Tony Gale, who has been president for the past 4 years. Gale remains on the board as immediate past president. Saw will be in the role himself for initial 2 years, followed by 2 more at the 113-year-old association. Saw Print itself is one of the leading print businesses in New Zealand, pioneered environmentally friendly commercial printing in recent years, has won numerous awards. The company is itself celebrating its centenary this year, 100 years of continuous printing. Fred actually featured in the latest print industry podcast, Leading in Print. Go to print21.com.au for all your details on that one. Southern Impact's boosting its wide format operation with the acquisition of Peak Digital, the Seaford-based wide format specialist. Under the acquisition, Peak Digital will retain its current brand and will continue to operate and manufacture in its current premises. Peak will begin working collaboratively with Southern Impact from 2nd of August, Monday. Peak Digital Director Andrew Robertson and the entire team will continue to operate as they currently are. Rod Dawson, Managing Director of Southern Impact, said, "The opportunity to add the capabilities, diverse product offering and manufacturing expertise of Peak Digital provides us with everything required to continue our expansion plans in this sector." Southern Impact is one of the country's biggest printers these days and only got into wide format 2 years ago, and has grown that side of the business tremendously in that period. Staying with wide format, trade supplier MediaPoint has upped its environmental credentials. The business is now solar powered, having just installed a new 99 kilowatt system on its factory roof. Janie Zureb, co-owner of the business, said, "Installing solar is part of our commitment to being a greener printer and reducing weight. It's the next logical step in our pursuit of being environmentally better." The 200 panels will provide a significant amount of energy powering the 3 large format print systems, which are running double shifts for the Melbourne-based business, which services printers around the country. That's it for this week's Play Print 21. Thanks to our sponsor Spices, creating solutions together. I'm Wayne Robinson, outside this printer, which is doing the right thing. I see the signage on the door there telling people not to come in, courier only, click and collect. Stay safe, get vaccinated. We'll see you next week.